When money gets tight, a family's food budget is one of the first things that gets cut. And that can make it tough to navigate the grocery store aisles, where food can cost almost as much as it would in a restaurant. But my next guests say you don't have to sacrifice flavor for affordability. And they're hoping to cut down on that supermarket anxiety with their new website, the $5 Foodie, where they post simple, tasty, inexpensive recipes that you can make for around $5. That's $5 a day, not $5 a meal. Joining me now is the team behind the $5 Foodie, Carol and Hugo Rizzoli. Good to meet you both. Thanks so much for being here. What's the genesis of this thing? Where's this thing come from?
This started back around the time of the last recession. There was so much hardship that we saw, and we began to think, what if we lost our own livelihoods? And the first thing one would do would be to cut the budget, stop going out, and try to eat more simply. So we tried that out. And I tried to cook on $7 to $10 a day for two people. Our kids, grown kids away from home, heard about this, and they were absolutely astonished. They said, "You're doing what?" They're children of their generation and going out and spending the sky's the limit. So they started asking me for recipes, and I started sending them along, and then the back and forth started. And
the rest is history.
Yeah.
And you did cookbook things, including with Julia Child, yes?
I did.
And you're a chef kind of deal?
Right.
So what kind of chef? What were you?
Well, after cooking school, I started I wanted to do something entrepreneurial, started a catering business, and that led to our finding an old house to start a bed and breakfast.
So I'm going to taste this stuff in a minute, so I'll make the decision, but I'll ask you anyway. Are the product of the recipes good? Or are they good for $5? I mean, that's a different kind of thing, you know.
Oh, no, I think wouldn't you say? I mean, I think they're very good.
You'll be the judge, but we have four things that we try to do. Inexpensive, healthful, easy to prepare with not a small mountain of ingredients, and we think they're fall-down delicious.
You know what I love, by the way, that you do on your website, which I went on for the first time today? Gemelli with whatever it's called, rustic Tuscan sauce, and this is penne with the same deal. Not only do you break down all these things, the cost per serving, and this was $2.11 or some such thing, is you break down the cost per item.
That's right.
So, for example, in that recipe, it's 27 cents for 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I love that. It's fine. So can I taste this thing?
Please.
What is this thing again?
This is the rustic Tuscan sauce, and it hinges on dried porcini mushrooms.
Oh, I love porcini mushrooms.
That are soaked in marsala.
How much does it cost a serving?
$2.11 per serving. Now, in Italy, of course, people don't have quite the American appetite, so we figure on a 2-ounce serving of dried pasta per person.
So is that, I don't even know what that means. Is that like a real?
Okay, a box of pasta is 16 ounces, 1 pound. So 2 ounces is considered a legal serving.
Is that decent enough for someone like me?
Not decent enough for me.
Okay, so maybe a little bit more, but you still get me under the $5 thing.
Absolutely, sure.
What's this deal? This is really pretty.
And this is Carol's creation.
What is it, Carol?
This is called farmhouse vegetable and sausage soup.
I love sausage, but it's really good for you. Go ahead and tell me.
It is, especially if it's...
This is really good.
The accidental soup.
What's your deal with that?
Okay. You know, it's late and everybody forgot to shop and everybody's hungry. I went into the fridge and I found a potato, 4 carrots. I found a takeout box of rice. I found a mostly full package of chicken broth, a couple of other things, and I put it together. And I frankly think this represents the concept of what we're trying to do.
Sort of a throw-together kind of deal with strategic shopping, is that right?
Yes, but he won't let us throw together things that don't have a flavor profile that is synchronous.
What does that mean in English?
That means that in here you won't find peanut butter.
Okay.
That it kind of
that
uses...
would be unsynchronous, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Can we just move along here? By the way, strategic shopping is a part of this, or it all falls apart.
Very important.
So what is this thing I'm about to taste while you're telling me what strategic shopping is?
Again, your dish.
This is rum chocolate ricotta.
Oh, man. We'll do a second one of these.
Nothing could be easier.
So while I'm eating, what are some of the rules of shopping? I read on your website, don't shop when hungry. The problem is I'm hungry like 24 hours a day.
Right.
So how do you deal with that?
Well, I think one thing is you develop a concept of what basic ingredients for your pantry, makes sense to have in the house all the time. And it makes sense to have a whole chicken, or you can even do chicken breast, but a whole chicken you can make, dozens of other dishes from. So you start thinking that way, then it's really easy after a while to put any of these things together.
What if you're an organic kind of person? By the way, what am I eating here? Is chia something or other?
Yes, this is
chia
pudding, coconut chia pudding.
It's really pretty, too. It is really pretty.
Which is a super health item, and it's very popular now.
I'm not making this up, though. This is really delicious.
Oh.
Okay, so what's the, what did I ask you a minute ago?
Good. You were asking about the shopping.
Oh, no, I was asking about organic stuff. For people who are into
sorry.
organic, I mean, it's generally more expensive. So how do you deal with that and stay within your $5 a day deal?
The price of organic foods, is coming down.
It is, that's true.
And this is all to the good because there's more demand. I do say that if you insist on having 100% organic, you should add 10 to 20% to the cost of what we do. We do a mix of what is available. Yesterday, pasta was 99 cents a pound. Organic carrots were 89 a pound.
As compared to? What would they be?
A few years ago? Well, conventional ones were 79 cents.
Okay, so, but don't you do something about, I wrote this down, clean, you talk about clean and dirty things. Doesn't that relate to the organic stuff? Basically contending that there's certain fruits and vegetables that if you don't do organic, you're perfectly fine kind of thing? You have a list of those in your thing.
That if you don't do organic, that you may be hurting yourself, right? This is
Right.
what's known as the dirty dozen.
There's the dirty dozen and the clean 15.
Clean 15.
So that's a wonderful guidline.
Great with coffee.
And
Hey, go ahead.
Well, the other thing is just learning a little bit of strategy. When you go in the store and you say, well, I'm trying to switch to mostly organic products, but now I'm going to buy a navel orange. It doesn't matter if you have a navel orange that's organic, especially if it costs more. You're going to peel it.
That's a very
or a
fine
banana.
point.
You're going to peel
Hey,
it.
before you go, we only have 30 seconds left. Super Bowl Sunday, you probably know. You have recipes that are Super Bowl ready, I'm told, yes?
We looked through and I found 3 that I think
What are
were
they?
perfect.
Give them to me
Bacon, scallion, quesadilla, which is a
yes.
breakfast. We pulled one from the breakfast menu, one from
What's
lunch,
the
and
next?
one from dinner.
What's lunch?
Lunch is panko-crusted fried chicken sandwiches with 2 sauces. It will blow you away.
And what's
this is
dinner?
a fan. And the dinner one is
The chili,
with cinnamon and chocolate.
We make it with cinnamon and chocolate. It's actually cacao. It's not very sweet, but that flavor profile, we think, qualifies as a foodie item.
Comes
Happy
from the
$5
mole.
food. It's great to meet you,
Thank
too. Thank you
you.
so much. The
Thank
food is
you.
really good, and thanks
Thank
for
you
bringing
very
it.
much.
Really
Thank
enjoyed
you
it.
very
Good
much.
to see you both.